Everybody's gonna love, live, learn on Mmatema's channel.
I am Joti, and I am here with a mother, an exceptional musician, and someone I feel like is a character that is after the heart of God in the gospel industry. The one and only Mmatema.
Oh, wow. I like it.
You like it?
Yes.
There's no short of the things that you have done in the gospel industry. And you've worked with big names. I'm talking Tshwane, Gospel Choir. Now you're with Spirit of Praise. What in your achievements that is not there that you wish you could add to that list?
An album. Cheesy.
An album.
An album.
An album.
And to be honest, I've never really understood the concept of having albums. Because when I got into the industry, I got in through Idols. I'm sure a lot of people know I went to Idols. And we were told in our top 16 stage, we were given contracts to sign that 3 of you might be chosen to record with a particular label, and then we'll make albums for you. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there going, album. I don't know, I just wanted to tour. I wanted to just perform and do music. But the whole thing of, let's play Mmatema's album just felt like pressure to me. Mm-hmm. So that's why when I did my first album, that other album that we had to remove for a lot of reasons, I was like, this is why I didn't want to do this. Now it's not nice, it's not perfect. There's things missing and everything in between. So I think of all the achievements, it's an album.
It's an album.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is the most daunting thing about an album?
The pressure of it being a good album. I think it's wow, that's a good album. I don't want to skip any other songs. I've skipped 2 already. Or you can't finish one. Yo. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm stressed. I'm stressed. Yeah, I think it's the pressure of making it a good album, a God album, an album that really just speaks God and not just entertaining you and being able to get you gigs and stuff like that. Because those are all the other pressures that we go through as artists. It's being relevant. It's, will I be booked after this? Will I top the charts? Will I win awards? No.
You are from Limpopo, right?
Are you from Limpopo?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I kind of feel like I might have to be, since the talent is all coming from that side. Being
agree.
from Limpopo, take us through what your background was like.
I was always the black sheep of the family, the odd one out.
Black sheep?
Hey, I could have black sheep.
I'm just curious.
Sheep is white. Why don't you look normal? Mm-hmm. And that's because I'm from a family of academics. My brother is a lecturer. He's a farmer. My sister's an optometrist. She owns her own stores. She's also a pastor. My baby sister is a teacher, primary school teacher. My mother is a retired teacher. My father's a retired police officer. And then there's me, sitting here with you, talking about stuff.
Music.
You know what I'm saying? So I've always been the odd one out. I was the entertainer of the family. My mom, when she gets visitors, would call me to come and sing for her visitors and would give me 5 rands and stuff. I've always been the odd one out. I would sit in front of the TV, roll up my t-shirt so I can be in a crop top and just imitate Lebo Matosa. And then, then when I come back from church, now I'm dressed up, then I imitate Ntokozo Mbabu. I would just be in characters, and just do the whole thing. I just wanted to stand out and just make sure I'm a star.
You're a star.
Yeah.
So what about your background, being from Limpopo, being from a family of academics, really pushed you to be able to take on the world in the manner that you do?
I think one of the things that they taught me, because they are all business people, all of them. They do their work, but they have other things on the side that they're doing. They've always taught me persistence. Yeah, so I entered Idols 3 times and I still didn't win, even on the 3rd time.
I was just about to say, which is something that should.
They really taught me persistence. They are go-getters. They don't give up. My sister ran a business that failed and she went back again. She was like, I'm doing it again. And I grew up watching them. I always thought to myself, man, Batoba, they don't give up. Like they go for what they want, and they go for their passion. So unfortunately, my passion was not anything aligned with what they did. So which was why it was hard for them to support me in the beginning until they saw me on TV. And they're like, yeah, actually it is working out. This thing does work out, you know. They really encouraged me to go for my dreams and things that I believe in. Do everything that you can and trust God to do the rest.
So what was your first gig? If you do remember it.
Trust me, I do. I was 10 years old. I was singing at a primary school concert, but it was a village thing. It was organized by radio stations that side. And it was the first time I had a string, the sound.
Okay.
The string sound from the keyboard. It was the first time I had it. And I think that's when I had an encounter with God, because something said, nah, I don't think this genre is for you, when I had that string. Yeah, because I was singing Brenda Fassie's songs. And I'll show you a picture here. I was singing Brenda Fassie's songs. Like, Nanegilo Shorko by the next Beyonce man. You know what? The world. And I had a string for the first time. And I was singing over the melody of Black President. But there were things that I was singing, sounds that I was making, that made one woman come up to me and say, you're anointed. I didn't know what anointed.
Okay, so this is at the age of 10. 10?
Yeah.
Someone is calling you anointed.
Yes. But they used the word because I could last bit. When I got home, my mom would like, I don't want to I get why would someone say you're anointed at that age, like, you know. But then thank goodness a few months later there was a crusade next door, and my mom used to accommodate pastors. You know, pastors that used to do evangelism.
Okay.
They'd go to houses and ask for accommodations. So my mom used to do that a lot because they would host crusades right next door. It's an open field.
Yes.
So they came and they said almost the same thing. There's something about your daughter that you need to allow her to get into a church. At that time, I wasn't going to church like that. I was going to church, but not like that.
Okay.
You know, it's cute. Sundays we dress up, let's go to church. And, you know, and even on that day, I had an encounter. I got born again. I think that was it. I was 11 at the time, got born again. And my life then with Jesus started right there. And my life with music started right there as a gift, from a gift to being,
So your moment where you felt like you had a potent encounter with God was when you were 10.
Yeah.
All right. So when did you start being like seriously church girl now? Where you're like,
Immediately after that, because I joined their church.
Is it?
Yes. Immediately after that, they were like, Mama, please, let's take your child. And at the time, man, she was very overprotective, and she wasn't happy with the whole, my child's going to be churching. I think the church was like 30 minutes away from home. Like, why? Like, but she had to give in because, one, they really made her believe, or there's something she's not seeing that they can see. And I was happy they were able to convince her. And like I said, I've always been very persistent. I remember one time she didn't want me to go to a crusade. It was at night. And I left. I said, I'm going.
Well, that's a church girl.
I know. And we fought so much. Like, she was so mad. I remember she didn't talk to me for like a week, and it just, but something in me was like, but I needed that, and I did it, and I got it, and I'm happy, and I'm for Jesus. So it really started then for me, man. And then I got baptized, I think at age 16 or something. But when I moved to Gauteng, I think my relationship with God started.
Because I was just curious, early teens is where we are fighting with emotions and a whole lot of changes.
Yeah.
And here you are being baptized.
Imagine.
So how does a teenager navigate a relationship with God to the point where now you've moved to a different
city,
province,
yes.
Yeah. Now you've moved to a different province. So how does your relationship with God help you in that regard?
I meet a man, I almost said a young man, but he was young then. I meet a man by the name of Pastor Sibui in Pretoria, my first encounter in Soshanguve. And he preaches a good word.
Yeah.
I'm 17 at the time. When I moved to Gauteng, I was 17 years old. And he preaches a good word. And I remember the word was about sacrifice or surrender. I don't remember. But then I decided I want to get born again. Like on that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
no, man, there's something different about this man's articulation of the word. And then I joined his church right there. And I was like, I want to be part of this church. And then because of my papa, I was like, I want to join worship team as well. And I guess he has a gift to sort of recognize gifts. And he says, no, man, there's something in you. And I want to mentor you. I want us to mold you. And I mean, he advised me to go and enter competitions and do all of these auditions because it was like, there's something special in you. But it was the word of God that intrigued that thing in me to want to have now a relationship with God. Because back at home, they teach you the fear of God.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the fear of God.
not the relationship.
Necessarily knowing him and having a relationship with him. Yeah. So I think the relationship started when I moved to Gauteng.
Okay, so take me through this. You moved to Gauteng, you're by yourself.
Yes. I'm in school.
Just you. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go to multiple auditions around this time because when I'm chose, you came to work.
But I'm getting a degree because I need one. Apparently.
And then there was Idols. Idols. Take me through what you were like in your first decision to say, I'm going to Idols. What were you thinking?
One, that I'm going to be rich.
That's honesty, right?
Honestly, I'm like,
come through.
I'm going to be a superstar. If this works out, I'm in. So I went first time. I didn't even get to meet the judges. Went second time, got the golden ticket. It ended there. And then when I was going back the third time, I told my pastor, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to corporate. I don't think I'm called for this. I'm probably not even called for this because the devil starts planting ideas in your head that make you feel less of yourself and less confident. And he's like, no, actually, you know what? Let's fast about it. Let's be clear with God about it. Let God give us a clear instruction. What is the plan for this? So we go on a 21-day fast. I think it's the one that everyone does because it's in January.
Yeah.
So I go on the line and I think right there, favor just goes boom on me. Because I always tell people, whenever I watch the whole season, I'm like, I wouldn't have voted with myself. Like I was terrible.
And
notes are flat, but then people are crying. I'm like, But I think right at that moment, God just planted favor, man. It was straight out favor. Yes, the gift is there, but the gift also needs an influence. There has to be something on top of a gift that pushes you beyond where talent can get you. So there was really an element of favor that went into that season with me.
You felt it going.
I saw it.
Third day,
like, yeah.
Heroes.
Serious, because every Sunday I'll be like, stop going. But they'll be like, Mmatema. Yo, okay, we made it.
Wow.
We made it.
What would you like keep and what would you like change from the after effects of your Idols experience?
Everything was curated very well. It was timely. We had the best team that we worked with. It taught me punctuality, professionalism, musicianship, how to work with people. And because it was a big season, even fame at that time was big. But because I had a family that grounded me, humility was the core thing.
Yes.
I think in all honesty, I wouldn't change anything. Yeah. The season was just what I needed at that time.
It was what you needed at that time.
Because half of the things, even more of what I am today, comes from that particular experience.
Wow.
The rest is history.
The rest is
because
history.
Literally after that door,
Let's talk about the history then.
Yeah.
Your experience with Spirit of Praise. Immediately you go into it. How do you find it at first hand?
Got the volume that they had as they made us surprise guests. So I was very overwhelmed. I didn't like the idea. I'm like, yo, what if people are like, Mmatema? Because, at that time, maybe, I had just come out of the competition. And
oh, you're still tied.
people don't even know if I'm born again.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
still,
You're like,
you're still tied with the brand.
does she even know the Lord? A lot of things were going through my mind. Acceptance. Will I be able to represent God, the God that I know, and not what they know and expect on the album?
I love how you say, the God that I know.
Yeah.
And a very expressive artist. I think having that personal experience and that personal ties with God makes you a very exceptional person, right? So just to put it lightly, there are two kinds of people. There's someone who always has the same face throughout everything, right? And then there are individuals who wear their hearts like on their faces. Someone who's going through something and you will see it on their faces, right? And I believe that this is the exceptional kind of artist, because then they can express the heart of God even in the highest regard, because it's something that they truly feel, right?
Yeah.
So, wow, your life, your story, your journey, coming here, meeting the people that you've met, meeting your husband, your children, everything that encapsulates the brand that is Mmatema. All of that materializes and builds up to a night of gratitude, which is something, a project that you're working on. Now, is it going to be an album?
It is going to be an album.
And this one she's not taking down.
And this one is not going down for nothing.
Hallelujah. So just take us through, because I can already say that title in itself is already speaking a lot. But we need to hear it from you.
He always says there's something good to find, even in the bad. I'm just like, no, not everything. Yeah.
He's like, if
you look for it, you'll find it.
You'll find it.
You'll find
That's
it.
Definitely
and that
true.
has taught me something about perspective.
Yeah.
Because my sister also is a big believer of that. She always say, shift the perspective. I can't like optometrist. Change the lens. Just, if you don't like what you see, remove the whole lens. Don't try wipe it. Watch it with sunlight. Change the whole lens. So gratitude has defined who I am. Because all I've seen is God just do it. God just does it. I mean, I was singing gratitude songs when my daughter was 6 days old, and she was hospitalized with things down her nostrils and throat, and 6 days, and I'm seeing my daughter in these machines and this.
Gosh.
I was saying, God, thank you for this daughter. I know that whatever you're doing, even the devil has nothing on her. I thank you. So I really want people to come and ask God nothing.
Wow.
In the night.
Wow.
Ask him nothing.
Nothing.
Be like Paul and Silas, who said, chained, we're going to sing out a praise. And then God flew all those doors open. The Bible says they flew open. Not just open. No. There was an aggression that happened when God fights for you. In your gratitude amidst your problems.
Wow.
I'm not overselling the show, but come.
Oh, that is amazing. Be there. Let's experience it together, because I value so much the perspective of looking for God everywhere.
Yes.
And saying that your sister told you that you should just change the perspective, and your husband also just anchored it in, is just an unbelievable and so godly.
Yes.
It's so much like God to just show up in those parts like that and do it for you. Mrs. Kavu, it has been a wonderful experience, and the stories that you have told just give and highlight the person and the individual that you are. And a night of gratitude, I believe we'll all be there, also being grateful and tapping into that spirit of just being grateful for everything in our lives and shifting the perspective.
Yes.
Everything might be going on, but we still have to be grateful.
Oh gosh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, be grateful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you. And I am hosting a night of gratefulness throughout the evening. No asking, no pleading. After all, God already knows what we need. Just giving thanks. And I want you to join me on the 1st of December, live at the State Theatre, Pretoria. It's going to be a beautiful evening. A night to remember, a night of goosebumps, a night of gratitude. It's a live recording. See you there.